Sometimes beauty is not loud. Sometimes it doesn't ask to be understood. It simply exists and waits for the right eyes to notice it. I am Lana Rey. And this is not a performance. This is presence. For a long time, the world has been trained to look away from bodies like mine, not because they are broken, but because they don't fit into the rhythm the world expects. I walk differently. I hold myself differently. I move with intention, with awareness, with an elegance that was never taught, only lived. This project was not born from a plan. It was born from silence, from quiet moments where I understood that being visible is an act of courage. I don't walk to be admired. I walk because my body remembers how. I don't use crutches to be noticed. I use them because they are part of my language. They support me, but they do not define me. In a world obsessed with perfection, I chose truth. Here, you won't find rushed edits. You won't find noise. You won't find excuses. You will find posture. You will find pauses. You will find the beauty of a woman who does not apologize for taking space. This project exists for those who see beyond speed, for those who understand that elegance is not about symmetry, but about presence. Some people watch these videos and feel calm. Others feel curiosity. Others feel something deeper they cannot name. And that is okay. This space is not here to explain itself. It is here to be felt. I know there are those who look at me and think about limitation, but limitation is not what I live with. What I live with is awareness. Every step matters. Every movement carries meaning. When I walk, I am not trying to arrive faster. I am already there. This channel is not about disability. It is about beauty that refuses to disappear. It is about femininity that stands, even when supported. About softness that is not weakness. About strength that does not need to shout. And yes, there are layers. Not everything here is meant for everyone. Some people stay at the surface. They watch, they feel something, and they leave. Others feel the need to stay longer, to look more slowly, to enter a quieter, closer space. For them, there is exclusive, a place where time slows down even more, where the connection is more intimate, where the experience is not shared with the crowd, and for those who truly resonate, who feel this project not as content, but as presence, there is premium. It is not offered, it is found. And it is not born as a product. These spaces promise nothing. They do not push. They do not chase. They respect distance as much as closeness. Because real beauty knows when to approach and when to wait. I do not need to convince you of anything. If you are here, something in you already understands. Maybe it is the way I stand. Maybe it is the way I pause. Maybe it is the way my body tells a story without words. Or maybe it is simply the relief of seeing a woman exist without pretending. This is not inspiration. This is representation. I am not here to overcome anything. I am here to be. And in that being, I offer you a mirror, not to compare yourself, but to remember that beauty has many forms, many rhythms, many ways of moving through the world. If you stay, stay gently. If you leave, leave with respect. And if one day you feel the call to come closer, you will know. I am Lana Rey. This is my project. And this space is exactly as slow, real, and elegant as it needs to be. There is a moment when effort becomes visible, not because it is dramatic, but because it refuses to hide. This is that moment. Severe polio does not announce itself. It reveals itself slowly, in balance, in hesitation, in the quiet negotiation between body and ground. Nothing here is accidental. Every step carries history. Every pause carries intention. What some call struggle, I experience as dialogue, a conversation between strength and fragility, between support and will, between what the body asks for and what it is still able to give. I do not rush this conversation. People search for speed, others search for perfection. I offer neither. I offer presence within severity. This body does not pretend to be light. It stands exactly as it is, supported, aware, uncompromising in its truth. There is no lesson here, no instruction, no demand for understanding, only an invitation to look longer, to notice how strength changes when it is measured, when it is careful, when it is real. Severe polio shapes movement, but it does not erase identity. I remain myself in every step, in every pause, in every moment of balance found and lost. Nothing here needs approval, nothing here asks for sympathy, it simply continues, at its own pace, in its own way. And if you are still watching, it is because you recognize something beyond the surface. Not inspiration, not pity, recognition. This is not about overcoming, it is about existing with clarity, and that clarity is enough. Severe polio makes effort visible even when nothing is exaggerated. There is no need to highlight it. It is already there, in preparation, in calculation, in the awareness that comes before every movement. This is not hesitation. This is understanding. The body learns to think before it acts, not out of fear, but out of necessity. Every action requires negotiation. Every position is earned. Nothing happens automatically. Where strength ends, where balance begins, where support must be trusted, where weight must be released. What looks slow from the outside is precise from the inside. Severe polio demands attention, not from others, from the body itself. Attention to detail, attention to limits, attention to what can be done and what must be respected. This attention is not weakness, it is discipline. Effort here is not dramatic. It does not ask to be noticed. It does not perform. It is constant, measured, unavoidable. And because it is constant, it becomes part of presence. There is strength in knowing your limits and moving anyway, carefully, deliberately, truthfully. Not pushing past them, not denying them, working with them. Severe does not mean broken. It means every movement counts. Every step has a cost. Every pause has a reason. Every decision matters. There is no wasted motion here, no careless step, no unnecessary speed. Only what is needed. Only what is possible. Only what is real. This body does not rush. It cannot afford to. Speed would create imbalance. Imbalance would create risk. Risk would erase control. So control becomes priority. And in that control, something unexpected appears. Clarity, focus, a quiet authority that does not need explanation. Not everything strong looks fast. Not everything powerful looks easy. Severe polio reshapes movement, but it also sharpens it. It removes excess. It removes decoration. It leaves only what matters. The body learns to be exact in placement, exact in timing, exact in intention. And that exactness is its own form of power. Nothing here asks to be admired, nothing asks to be excused. There is no performance of difficulty. There is no appeal for sympathy. There is only continuation, movement after movement, decision after decision. Balance found, balance lost, balance found again. Severe polio does not stop presence. It defines its shape. And that shape moves forward, not quickly, but clearly, with effort, with control, with presence. There is a kind of knowledge that only comes from repetition, from doing the same movement again and again, under the same conditions, with the same limitations. Severe polio teaches this knowledge. It teaches the body to remember consequences. What happens if balance is rushed? What happens if weight is misplaced? What happens if attention fades? So attention stays, not as tension, but as presence. The body becomes observant, not cautious, aware. It learns to listen before it moves, to sense resistance before it meets it, to recognize support before it relies on it. This is not instinct, this is experience. Every movement carries memory, not emotional memory, physical memory, the memory of effort, the memory of correction, the memory of adjustment. Severe polio turns movement into a process, not an impulse. Nothing is automatic, nothing is careless. Even stillness is active, standing is active, waiting is active, holding position is active, because the body is always working. There is no pause from effort, only different forms of it. And within that constant effort, something unexpected forms. Confidence. Not confidence in speed, not confidence in ease. Confidence in knowing exactly what is required and meeting it. This confidence is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not seek reassurance. It exists because it has been tested. Severe polio tests the body every day, not once, not dramatically, daily, persistently. And persistence changes posture. It changes how the body stands, how it prepares, how it commits to movement. Nothing here is impulsive. Everything is deliberate. Deliberate does not mean fragile, it means exact.